Hey, this is Alex Ballantyne, founder of Eastside Music School. I am thrilled that you've decided to take lessons here. I wanted to share a few quick tips to help you get the most out of your time at Eastside Music. These are things I wish I'd have known when I was starting on guitar, and if you can incorporate it into your practice routine, I think you'll be amazed at how quickly you develop. So let's jump into it. The first tip is consistency is key. There's an old saying that most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. And this is definitely true when it comes to learning to sing or play an instrument. You don't need to practice for hours a day to see improvements, but you do want to practice for 15 minutes a day most days. Develop a routine, take bite-sized chunks out of your practice, and I think you'll be amazed at how quickly you develop. The second tip is you want to create a dedicated practice space and ideally a dedicated practice time. So, if you're taking piano lessons, then obviously that's going to be the piano. If you're singing or taking guitar, then you just want to have a space in the house that you associate with practicing. So for guitar, I want to have my guitar in a stand. If it's in the case, I'm not going to be singing it. I might not be thinking about practicing. I think a music stand is really helpful. You don't want to have your music on the ground. Take the time to get a stand. I love having a metronome handy, so I'll keep one of those out. I think a cell phone is a great tool for learning to play. Often I will create videos for my students and email them to them. Maybe you want to look up tabs or even record yourself playing is a great idea. So I would definitely keep that handy. And then the other part of that is have a dedicated practice time. If you can really associate a certain time in the day with practicing, I think it'll be very useful. For me, I love to practice in the morning. I'm fresh. I don't have the weight of the day on my shoulders. So just, I know it's hard, but if you can find 15 minutes every morning to practice, you really will be amazed at how quickly you improve. So the third tip is to set goals. This may seem like a no-brainer, but the students I see who get really good at music are great at setting goals. There's an acronym called SMART goals that I think can be really helpful for learning to play, and that stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So let's go through that. Specific. You really want to have specific goals. To say you just want to get better at the guitar is kind of vague, but if it's like, I want to master these 2 measures of music by the end of the week, that's a much more specific goal. Measurable. It has to be something that you can see improvement week over week. I think a metronome is great for this because you can see, am I increasing my speed? Have I memorized, an additional measure of music? Some sort of measurable goal is a great idea. Attainable. It has to be a realistic goal. If you're just starting out on piano and you want to master Rachmaninoff, then that's not going to work. But if you set a more attainable, bite-sized goal, something that you can do in a week, then you'll create this positive feedback loop, which will help you build some momentum in your practice. Relevant. You really want to pick goals that are relevant to what your overall goals are. If you want to learn to play jazz, then you should pick goals that kind of point you in that direction. And then the last part of that is time-based. You want to have some sort of a deadline, maybe like playing in the recital at the end of the semester, or you're going to play for your loved ones, but some kind of goal that you set yourself a timeline to accomplish. The last thing I'll leave you with is you really want to fall in love with the process of learning to sing or play an instrument. If it feels like a grind, if it's something that you don't love doing, then you're probably not going to stick with it. But if you find a way to really enjoy the discovery, the curiosity of learning to play, then you really will fall in love with the process and you'll look forward to it. And for me, I don't even notice time going by when I'm practicing. The results will come. It may be slow at first, but find a way to incorporate daily 15 minutes of practice, find a space in the house that you associate with practicing, set specific goals, and keep it fun. And I promise you will be amazed at how quickly you develop. We're really excited to see what you do at Eastside Music. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, and we'll see you around the school.